If you're serious about business, then you're going to need a solid brand that represents you, your business, and the products and services that you're going to sell. Now, if you're serious about that brand, then you're going to need to protect it. And how you do that is by trademarking that brand. Now, there are two ways in which you can do that. You can do it through a professional company, or you can do that yourself. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Michael J. I build 6- and 7-figure businesses, and it is my passion and calling in life to teach as many people how to do the same thing. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to register a UK trademark without any professional help. So before we dig into the step-by-step process, I'm just going to explain a few things around trademarking, why it's important, what a trademark is, etc. So what is a trademark? A trademark is a legal protection for your brand. If you're selling products and services out there and you have a brand that you don't want people to copy and you don't want people ripping you off in any kind of way, then trademarking your brand is the first thing that you should be thinking about. So you do need a trademark in every country that you're going to sell in. So in this video, obviously I'm going to cover a UK trademark. However, if you want to sell your brand and your branded clothing or your products and services in America, for example, then you are going to need a trademark in that country as well. Something else to keep in mind that a lot of my business coaching clients get confused is between the company and the brand. So the company is your financial and legal vehicle that sits in the background of all your business activity, and your brand is something that sits at the forefront of your business activity that people know you for. So it is super important that we get protection for that brand, and the way we do that is through a trademark. So I just wanted to clear that out before we move any further. Okay, so just some final thoughts before we move into the step-by-step process of how to register that brand. In the UK, you don't need a professional service to do this. Now, I know a lot of people get really overwhelmed and look at this as this huge, big, important thing, and they do get scared in taking these kind of steps, and is the reason why a lot of people pay for professional services to do these things. However, you don't need to do that. I've done this for at least 5 brands at this stage, and it is very easy and it's super cheap. So this video is going to teach that step-by-step process, and you literally do not need a professional to help you to do this going forward. It literally costs around 170 quid. There are certain categories that you need to attach to that trademark, and if you need more than one category, it is going to cost you a little bit more. But all in all, it's going to be around £170 plus an extra £50 for each additional category. And this is going to literally take you between 30 to 45 minutes. So the process you're going to be following in this video is basically filling out an application form. And then once we've filled it out and we've paid for it, we're going to submit it to a governing body, a UK governing body. And they are called the IPO, which is the Intellectual Property Office. So once we've submitted it and paid for it, they are then going to review it, and then they're going to get back to you and say, we've reviewed it, we're happy with it, and then they put it out for the public or anyone else that have got a trademark brand to be able to contest it in case they believe that that brand is infringing on their particular brand and their logo, etc. So once we've submitted the application to the IPO, it's going to take approximately 3 months from beginning to end. It takes them a week or 2 to review it, and then they've got to put it out there legally for approximately 2 months for other people to contest it, other businesses with other brands, trademark brands to contest it. Once that's happened and no one's contested it, and the chances of that happening are very slim, by the way, if we'd done some searches beforehand, which we'll talk about in a minute, then it's going to take approximately 2 to 3 months in total. So that's pretty much it. What we're going to do now is we're going to jump over onto the computer. We're going to talk step by step through the process of how we can search previous trademarks to make sure that no one else has got that trademark or logo that we're looking to create. Then I'm going to talk through how to fill that application form out to register that trademark, pay for it, and then submit it to the IPO. Okay, so the first area we're going to jump into is our trusty friend Google. And the first thing we're going to search for is trademark brand UK. And if we just scroll down a little, you will see here we have the official government website where we do most of these type of things, which is .gov.uk. And the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to search for a trademark. So that is definitely the first step we need to take to make sure that no one else is using the brand that we're using. So let's jump straight into this section. And we can search by number, which we don't have right now, so we can ignore that. Search by owner, again, we're going to ignore that. And search by keyword or phrase, which is the one that we're going to use. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I am going to create a coffee shop brand and I'm going to call it Northern Monkey. So I would type Northern Monkey into here, use all words. We're not going to search for a particular class. Date range is all the way back to 1876 and to today's date, and we're just going to search. Okay, so now we're on the page where .gov.uk is explaining or showing us what other brands are very similar to the brand that we want to create, right? So I use Northern Monkey, and you can see here there's a few Northern Monkeys. There is the Northern Monkey, again, another the Northern Monkey. So that's an interesting point to cover actually, because you can have the same name as other brands. It's the logo, the design of the logo, that's going to allow you to differentiate yourself from one to another brand. Again, Northern Monkey Brew, Northern Monkey's Biker Crew. Okay, so that's all we have in here. So if we wanted to just use Northern Monkey, I believe we'd be okay with this. If it was the Northern Monkey, I would come into here, I would click on that, and it would take us over to the actual registered brand. So to find out any more details here, you would just click into any of these tabs, and any trademark or designs or logos would be on this section. So you can see here that the trademark is just actually for this text. So that's fine. Then any kind of goods that they've, or classifications or categories that they've got attached to that brand, if you remember, I mentioned that earlier, you can check in here. And these obviously sell something to do with food, sauces, brown sauce, chili sauce, cooking sauces, and that's under class 30. So we would be okay to still use the Northern Monkey because they're not in our particular area. And if we create a really unique logo, then it wouldn't be infringing upon these anyway. So just jumping straight back over to here, I'm just going to show you an example of what a brand would look like with a logo that has been trademarked. So this one's perfect. So we will click on this one now. Okay, so as you can see, this has an actual logo that has been trademarked compared to the other one that just had text. This is this particular brand design. And so if we wanted to be called Northern Monkey Brew Company, for example, which obviously we're not, we would need to come into here. We could still call ourselves Northern Monkey Brew Company, but we'd need to change the design massively, or else this company could contest our trademark and we wouldn't be able to go there because these were trademarked with this first. And coming back to this page, you can see that the Northern Monkey is not taken really by any of these. And if we were opening a coffee shop, only one of these, I believe. I looked into it a little bit earlier. I think it might be this one. It looks like that could potentially be some kind of food and beverage place, but that's fine because they didn't have a logo. And so we're going to create a logo that's unique to us and to make sure that we're not infringing upon anyone else and we've just got a unique brand. So now we've done that search, we're going to go back and start the application. Okay, so I'm now back on our original page on our good friend Google, and this is where we've just been. So we've searched our trademark and it's not on there, and I'm happy that we can go forward with that now. I'm going to now click on this where we're going to start the registration process. So it offers you a number of bits of information to just give you some more confidence in what's going on in this process, things to watch out for, etc. It also does things like before you apply. So if you click on that, it will ask you to kind of come down here and search for a trademark. It will ask you to check the right trademark classes, etc. So you can have a little dig into that, but let's just come back to the original page. And then when you're ready to start the application, we're just going to click on send your application. Then we're just going to scroll down here and we're going to click this big green button where we're going to start the official process. So let's click on that. And this is the first page that we come to. So this is all about who's completing this application form. Is it going to be you, or is it going to be someone of a professional nature, which we spoke about earlier on in the video? And obviously we're going to do this ourselves. So it's going to be this option. And let's continue. And then again, it's just bringing up a warning just to make sure that you've searched for other trademarks and to make sure that your trademark passes against a certain criteria, but we don't need to do that. So we just need to click continue to apply. Okay, now this page is all about the owners of the particular trademark. So you're going to need to put all of your details in there. You would just click on add name and address details, and then you would just add it all in here. So I'm going to do that in here, and we will continue once I've done that. But just before we do that, there's a few things on here that you might get stuck on. So I just wanted to cover that. This one more specifically, so owner type. Now, really, what you should be doing if you're serious about business is setting up a limited company. And I've covered that on my last video if you want to go check that out. So I'm going to cover that. Now, if you're just an individual that's wanting to set up a brand, if you've not got a company right now, you can choose that. Or if you're in a partnership, etc., you can choose those. But really, it should be this if you've got a registered limited company. And then if you scroll down, it's going to ask for all your company details. So your company name, the registration number, etc. And then that's pretty much it from here. This is really easy. You can just fill all your details out here, email addresses, etc. And then you can click continue. Okay, so once you've entered all your company details in, your address details, etc., you're going to come to this particular area. Now, there are different types of trademark that you can cover yourselves under. Now, you could see the differences of the ones before that I showed you in the searching section of this video. So you've only got letters for one, which you saw on a few of the ones before, or you've just got a logo with a picture without words, letters, or numbers. And then you've got a mix of both of those. So you've got words, letters, or numbers, and an image or a picture. You've also got this additional fourth one, which I'm not going to go into because it's very unlikely that you're going to choose one of those. It's going to be one of these three. So let's imagine that we are just going to do words in this particular trademark, although I would highly recommend everyone to get a logo done. And I would either do this option if it's just a logo, like one of the companies that we saw before was just a logo, or this one where you've got words, letters, or numbers with a picture inside it like this. But for now, just for ease of use and speed, I'm just going to choose words for this one. I'm going to click continue, and then I'm just going to put in here Northern Monkey because that's the brand that we're going to move forward with. Now we're on a section where we're going to either apply for a single trademark or a series of trademarks. Now, really, 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, it's going to be a single trademark. So I'm not going to go into this again just for speed for this particular video. Click continue. And here's a video to start learning about goods and services, which is the categories that are going to be attached to your particular brand that we spoke about earlier. What it also gives us in this section is a breakdown of the costs. As I mentioned earlier, it's £170, which includes one category that we're going to add to our brand or our trademark. And then each additional category that we're going to add, as I mentioned before, is £50. But let's say for now, we're just going to add one. So we're just going to continue. 99 times out of 100 again, it's going to be from a pre-approved list of terms. If you're very experienced in this, then you're going to be potentially looking into this. However, because you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're a beginner, so you're going to choose this. And then we're going to use a search term that we feel is the closest to our particular products and services that we're going to sell as part of our brand offering. So here it's going to be coffee or drinks or beverages, but for now, let's just put coffee and see what comes up. We're going to click search, and here we go. It's coming up with a class 30, where it's coffee, iced coffee, coffee drinks. So for me, this looks pretty good. So I'll just check a little bit more, but it all seems to do with coffee and beverages around coffee. So what we're going to do here is click view all, and we're just going to keep adding and adding and adding. Really what we should do here is just add them all in to cover for us, because the more that we click, the more that we're covered for, and we don't get charged for more. So let's continue to just add them all, and I'm just going to stop there again just for speed for this particular video. And then let's check any other classes on top of that it's suggested for us. So it's suggested class 29, which is meat, fish, poultry. So no, I'm going to ignore class 29. Then it's also recommended class 11, which is apparatus and installation of lighting, etc. So no, that is not what we're going to be offering as part of our offering. Yes, we're going to have a coffee machine, but we're not selling coffee machines, and we're not necessarily selling coffee roasters. So let's just skip that for now. Although if you are thinking of offering these, then you can definitely add them, right? It's just going to be an extra £50 to add this particular class. But for now, for speed of this video, let's just scroll down. Class 21, household, kitchen utensils, etc. So no, I wouldn't say that this is something that we're going to be offering. So let's just scroll down there. Services for providing food and drink. Temporary accommodation. So we're not necessarily temporary accommodation, but we are services for providing food and drink. So we could potentially add this. We could add coffee shops and coffee shop services. And then we've got class 43 added to that as well. So again, it's just offered a few more, but for speed of this video, I'm not going to go through all those, and I'm pretty happy that I've covered everything that I need to. So I'm just going to scroll down here and just click continue. So as you can see, it has now added all of the services that we clicked earlier, which is class 30 and class 43. So now I'm happy with those. I'm just going to click continue. And this is a section that allows you to disclaim certain features of your mark. But as you can see here, it says 99% of trademark applications do not need that. So I'm not going to go into that again for speed of this video. So again, very quickly, we're going to choose no for that one and click continue. And this is another section that's just going into more special type of arrangements with your brand. So again, it's probably not going to relate to you. Take a little read of this. This is all about transitional arrangements for leaving the EU. You can claim priority from a pending international trademark, claiming protection in the EU as of 31st December 2020. But again, this is not going to be for you. We're not going to need to do any of that because we're just creating this now. It's a brand new offering, and we don't want to claim a priority from a pending international trademark. So I'm just going to say no here, which 99 times out of 100 again for you, you're going to be clicking no. Click continue. So on this particular area, again, it's all about previous registration and claiming priority over that. And again, 9 times out of 100, especially if you're new into this, it's probably going to be a no. So again, for speed for this video, I'm going to click no and click continue. Okay, on this section, it's just asking us what type of trademark that we want to apply for. Again, as I've said numerous times in this video, 99 times out of 100, it's going to be the standard option. So we are going to choose that. You can look into these two a little bit more, but these are more for very particular certification type of trademarks, which again, that's not going to be for us, especially if you're watching this video. Okay, very, very specialist type of trademarking. Again, it says here making up less than 1% of applications, and this one again less than 1% of applications. So I'm not going to go into that again for speed of this video. We're just going to click standard trademark and click continue. Okay, now this is then just asking us to confirm the price and that we're happy to pay for it. So obviously it was £170 plus we added an additional class or category. So that takes us to £220. You can pay for it all immediately, or you can split it over 2 payments, which it costs you a little bit more money to do that. So let's just imagine we've got the money and we're going to click standard fee and we're going to click continue. And then this page just summarizes everything for us. So it just describes our text. It will show our logo here if we've got a logo, but obviously we don't. Then it's going to give us the categories or services that we have connected to our trademark. And then at the bottom, it's going to include all of your details for your company, your name, your address, etc. I'm not going to show that because I put all my personal details in there. So you just go to the bottom of there and just click continue. And then this basically brings us to the final point, which is just the declaration, which is just us signing the document. So the declaration, the owner is entitled to hold the property. Yes, we are, because we own it. The terms used to describe, again, we're just happy to agree to the terms. Trademark is being used by us. Again, we're just accepting that. And then again, just a final acceptance that once we've submitted it, we can't change anything, we can't add any more, and all of the money is non-refundable. So we're happy to tick that. Then you will put your name in there, and then you would just put pay for and submit application after. And then this brings us pretty much to the end of the road. It just asks you how to pay. If you want to pay by credit or debit card or a deposit, I always go with cards. It's just quicker. Then you just click that and hit continue. And then all you're going to do is you're just going to put your card details in there and you're just going to click continue. And then that is the final step. It will give you a reference number, it will send you an email, and then it will start going into the process as I described at the beginning of the video, where they will review it, they will come back to you with any questions, and then after that they will put it out there for the public to contest for around 2 months, and then you just wait for them to hear back. And then at the end of it, you will receive a certificate that is yours forever. So that is it for the end-to-end process. So that is it for this video, guys. As you can see, the process is very simple. These things going into business when you've done it for the first time seem very scary and overwhelming and like overly important. And even though they are important, they're not that scary and they're not that difficult, as you can see. So if you've taken value from this video, please like the video, please subscribe so it can get to as many people as possible so they can do this on their own too, and it's less scary for as many people as possible. And until next time,